This is obviously a very popular argument in gaming circles and indeed in wider culture, and I haven't been following it too closely, so I don't know if this perspective has already been described, but I thought I'd just give my quick thoughts on the subject. I was recently watching Steve Benway's most recent Friday Talkie, where he spoke about this whole issue, and I'll link to his video in the description. One of the first things I wanted to address was a problem of definition. Because games are a multimedia thing, they're literally multiple types of thing happening at the same time, there's been a lot of conflation of the idea that games are art and that games contain art. It's similar to films, which contain storytelling, cinematography, acting, music. They're all different forms of art put into one thing, and with games the situation is similar. So if a film had great music but nothing else was artistic about it, would the film be called art? It's not enough to say that a game has an artistic story, or music, or visuals. The point is, what does the game itself bring to it? You know, the interactivity and control that the player has over what's going on. That's the game. And I think that a game can only qualify as art if it offers something that is unique to the fact that it's a game. For example, let's take Dragon Age Origins. It's an emotionally powerful and indeed artistic story, but it could arguably be just as artistic if it was a movie or a book. It's a great game, but there's nothing revolutionary about the gameplay. But contrast that with something like Elite, which offers an experience you can't have except in a computer game. The feeling of exploration and freedom that it gives you. You can't get that from any other medium, because only in games are you the one in control. You're the protagonist. You're not a passive observer like you are in basically every other form of art. Elite the movie wouldn't be the same. As another example, take something like a survival horror game. It's more scary when you're the one who has to actually respond to the danger, and if you don't, your character dies. Whereas if you're watching a horror movie, you're just sitting and eating popcorn waiting to see what happens. It can be very emotionally involving, but it's not the same. If you're playing Skyrim and you stop to admire the beautiful scenery, what you're really appreciating is the artistry of the 3D modelers and the texture artists. You're not admiring the artistry of the game itself. Everyone disagrees about what art actually is in the first place. I'm not entirely sure myself, but what I think is it's something that provides an experience that goes beyond the mundane, something that communicates an idea or a feeling, whether it's the freedom in Elite, the escapism of building a civilization, or facing a moral decision, or something else. I think it's important not to fall into the trap of defending games as art by talking about the music, the imagery, or the storyline. If the game is art, the game is art, not the other stuff. At least, that's my opinion.